I'm here in the Cotswolds and I'm excited to meet Judy, who's a rare breed farmer who rears pedigree Dexters, one of the best cattle for beef, and I'm going to make beef short ribs. Hey Judy.
Hi John,
How you
welcome
doing?
to the Butts Farm.
Why rare breeds?
Well, they are our living heritage. They've come back into fashion now.
And why is it important for you that you've also got the butcher in the farm shop?
Guaranteed traceability is so important. They come from my farm and they go to a local abattoir and they come back here and they're cut up by a local butcher.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. What can I do for you?
I'd like some Dexter short ribs.
Okay, give me 2
It's
seconds.
keeping the different rare breeds going.
Because if we don't do that, they die out.
They
We've
will die
already
out,
lost
yeah.
a number of rare breeds,
You
haven't we?
have to eat them to keep them, totally. And there's nothing wrong with eating them and loving them and looking after them well.
In the shop, you've got other produce from the local area.
I try to get everything as local as
Yes.
possible.
It's a lot of hard work, right? What is the reward for all this hard work for you?
Well, the reward is the delicious tasting produce, keeping the local economy going, being with my animals, and you just couldn't do it if you didn't love the whole thing and have a
Yes.
passion for preserving rare breeds.
Yes.
It's the food that I'm happy to feed my family with.
How's that for you, sir?
Oh, it's beautiful. Right, shall we let them out? Judy, how long have you had a farm for?
I bought this farm 27 years ago with the express purpose of opening it to the public.
The reoccurring theme with rare breeds is flavour.
It is flavour, absolutely. They're slowly reared. You can't intensively farm them, they don't
Yes.
take to it.
Yeah.
They finish in their own pace, and that is the flavour of the meat.
Let's wrap them up.
Thanks
There we go. No problem at all.
you later.
See you later. Have a good day.
Often when you're eating beef is that you're missing that depth of flavour, but with the ribs, it's all locked in. It's got lots of marbling that will lubricate the meat when I slow cook it. It's gonna be delicious. Let's get it prepped. What a beautiful day to be cooking in the van in the Cotswolds, eh? So the first thing that we need to do is to get the rub ready. Get yourself a bowl, and I've got 2 or 3 tablespoons of freshly cracked pepper in there already. Now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper. That's gonna give it some nice heat, a bit of kick. Then I've got some onion powder, some brown sugar, which is going to add a nice sweetness to things. And then I've got some garlic powder. It's going to add a sweetness and a gumptious nature. Just mix that all together and time to get it onto the beef ribs. Now what I'm recreating is a sort of southern style Texas barbecue effect, and so we need to get this dry rub onto the meat. The best thing to do is to let this sit in the fridge overnight so it really takes on all these flavours. Now look how that's taken on a completely different look. The flavour in there is going to be sumptuous. Let's get it onto a baking tray and it's going to go in the oven at 180 circotherm. That's quite a high temperature, and I want that because I want to develop that gnarly, barky nature of the ribs which taste so good at the end. Then I drop it down to 120 for the last 3.5 hours for that low and slow effect. Let's get it in the oven. Now it's time to make the accompaniments that are going to go with the beef ribs. So I'm going to make some really zingy, crisp pickles that are just going to be the perfect foil to go with them. So let's sharpen the knife up. First up, we're going to cut some cucumber. Okay, that's the red chilies done. Now it's time for the pickling liquor. So you need 500 mils twice in 2 different pans. We're going to bring those up to the boil. Next up, you need 150 grams of sugar. I'm going to use icing sugar because it dissolves so quickly in the liquor, and that helps to make really zingy pickles. Now in one of the saucepans, I'm going to put a good pinch of fennel seeds. This one's for the cucumber, and it just makes the cucumber a little bit more interesting because of all those aromatics. Those guys have simmered for about a minute, so let's take them off. We need to allow that pickling liquor to cool down. Now, one of the little tips you need to follow when trying to replicate that Texan barbecue vibe is that you need to drain off the beef juices that naturally come out. Because if you don't, The heat will evaporate that moisture and it will make a wet feel to it. You don't want that, so keep draining it off. Right, the pickling liquor's cooled down, so first up the cucumber. We're going to use the pickling liquor that's got the fennel seeds in. So just add your cucumber, and already you can see that the cucumber's just immediately come alive. Same for the chilies. Pour the rest of the liquor in. The chilies just start pinging. Let's get those into some preserve jars. You need to do these a minimum of half an hour before. They're better after an hour. Jostle your cucumbers around so they all sit under the pickling liquor. They're all done. Let's check on the beef. Come and have a look at this beauty. It's falling off the bone, which is just perfect. I can't wait to slice through and see what it looks like. Come on. Oh, so excited. And then we'll just take a slice off the end just to see how it's got on. Look how moist that meat is. And that's the key with the marbling that's present in those ribs, is it bastes the meat as it cooks. Let's just taste a little bit. Oh, Judy's gonna love these. Right, guys, beef short ribs for the table.
Field. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. John, that is just perfect, just
Well, it's
beautifully
beef.
pink.
It's just so good.
So good.
It's fresh from the oven.
And cooked in a field.
I hope you're hungry.
Yeah, I
Come on, dive in.
Wow.
Go. Help yourself to the pickles,
So
guys.
crispy and
Oh, the
lovely.
beef is just so good. Tasty.
You've got this delicious crust on the outside. I've fallen in love with you. That is so beautiful.